Fintech Australia is the not-for-profit industry association, and what we do is represent the startups. In a simple way, startups as of today, you'd have seen there's so much innovation happening, so many great ideas, and this rate at innovation, the pace of innovation happening is just so fast right now, right? And in a lot of ways, regulation has to catch up. And, with regulatory changes and policy changes that happen in Australia, a small tweak could really impact a lot of companies, right? A lot of startups that are building in this really fast-paced industry. So what we do is represent these startups and ensure we can educate industry, we can educate the government and educate the regulators on where this is going, where this is headed, and how can we protect these startups and enable more innovation without, adding a new barrier into the entire build process, right? The financial services sector on the whole is extremely regulated, and it's fair that it is extremely regulated because at the end of it, you're protecting consumers and protecting small businesses with their finances, with their money. So it's an extremely complex space, with lending, with payments, with, AML and KYC and, all of these minor regulatory, extremely important regulatory changes, but minor tweaks that could impact the industry. So our role is to make sure any potential change that could happen, the government and regulators understand what the startups are doing and understand how you are looking to solve the problems and ensure that no new barrier comes in to really impact your space. So, we represent about 800 fintechs in Australia. So our role is to continue to be the voice for the sector and ensure new startups, new founders can, become the next Afterpay, the next AirWallets in Australia, and hopefully, become a global player. So that's our role.
Very inspiring. So how does a startup benefit as an individual from what Fintech?
So joining as a member makes you aware of what kind of policy change is happening, where the change is happening, and ensure that you can participate in these conversations and know what's happening. Because, as I mentioned, any small tweak that the government mentions could really stop your business from activating. Another big issue within the blockchain crypto space is debanking, where they lose their banking accounts or their customers lose their banking accounts because they're transacting on stable coins or crypto on digital assets. So our role is to ensure that you are aware of what's happening. You can give your voice. You have a voice when talking to government because as a startup, you wouldn't know how to engage with government. And if you reach out to the government, it's not like they'll respond to you. So coming to us, we have a credible voice. We have good relationships with the government. We have good relationships with regulators. So we can be the voice and also be the anonymous voice with government. So a lot of times startups don't want to directly engage with the regulator because they might be flagged as a red flag and, get into trouble. So what we do is we can hear from you and represent the voice of the industry when we talk to the regulators and government saying, hey, here's how a startup or an innovator or a builder or a founder is looking at solving this problem. What do you think they should be doing, or what's your advice here, or who can we reach out to? And we have a lot of lawyers as our legal partners who also support with framing that conversation.
Ecosystem support
Yeah, so we provide the ecosystem support. We don't enable you to succeed in terms of competition. Our role is to be the voice so that we can grow the size of the pie, and then you can compete. And every startup needs an industry voice.
We play our games.
Exactly, and every industry needs someone backing them and supporting them, not financially, but just as a voice.
Yeah.
And that's our role. That's our role.
For halal crypto investment, download Sahal Wallet today.